Having sought for time to consult before making any submissions before the Constitution Implementation Oversight Committee, Justice Minister Eugene Wamalwa, Internal Security Minister Saitoti, and Attorney General Githu Muigai appeared before the committee a week later. In his submission, the chief legal advisor to the government assertively maintained that the president had every power to make the appointments.
The Honorable Martha Karua has asked whether it would be constitutionally justifiable to allege that the president is using his powers under Article 23 and 24 of the old Constitution. And the answer is yes, a resounding yes. When you read, Mr. Chairman, Article 3.2 of Schedule 6, it is very clear, and my learned friend and colleague, the Honorable Martha Karua, referred to it without detail. Allow me to add a little detail. This is what it says, Mr. Chairman. Suspension of application of the provisions of the former Constitution. Let me, with your permission, make that clear, Mr. Chairman. The former Constitution of the Republic of Kenya is still in force, and parts of it have been suspended. All right? There are parts of the former Constitution that are in force, and the Constitution says so. And that's why the 6th schedule says extension of the application of the provisions of the former Constitution.
However, Geshogo Member of Parliament Martha Karua was quick to note that Section 23 and 24 are not mentioned under the saved provisions, a thing the AG sought to clarify.
In law and interpretation, Mr. Chairman, when specific sections are mentioned or specific things, it means those not mentioned are excluded. So when the executive is mentioned here, it's in relation to the national accord, the consultations that people keep talking about. But if specifically Section 23 and Section 24 are not mentioned, they cannot be imported. And if this is the way we are going to proceed, then we will not get anywhere, because we will be arguing without relation to facts or even to the truth of the matter.
In my very honest view, and in my experience as a constitutional lawyer, there is no other meaning than can be given to 3.2, other than that the reference after the comma that says the provisions of the former Constitution concerning the executive must be express provisions to the Section 23 and 24 at the very least. Because, Mr. Chairman, even without that, then it would mean that the National Accord and Reconciliation Act itself would not have been saved.
The provisions that the Honorable Attorney General was referring to, it includes the provisions on the executive in the old Constitution and the National Accord. So, Honorable Chair, the sections referred to, 30, 40, up to 58, deal with other issues under the old Constitution. But the provisions on the executive in the old Constitution are saved, because we have a government, the Grand Coalition government, still exists until after the general election. That's when the national government will now come in.
The Attorney General indicated that the controversy surrounding the appointments was as a result of misconception and lack of understanding of the law.
There are a lot of Kenyans who still, unfortunately, believe that once the counties come into force, there will be mini governments on their own. It is not true. The county government has devolved power, but the national government will continue to conduct business in the county. And one last second, Mr. Chairman. If one county were to be in conflict with another county, let us assume Meru County and Isiolo County, the powers of the national government to maintain law and order are not dependent on what the governors in the two counties want, because that the policing powers are national powers.
Even having been asked by the committee a week ago to reconsider withdrawing the appointments until the matter is resolved, the three who appeared before the committee maintained that the appointments stand. The CIOC chair stated that it will deliberate on the submissions presented and, if need be, the trio would be summoned once again. Grace Mtango, GBS News.